Aren't you glad I'm casting auras?
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing Eriette of the Charmed Apple, an Orzhov Auras commander from Wilds of Eldraine. Eriette cares about the number of auras that I have control of at the end of turn. Also, turns any aura into a pacifism. As long as I'm enchanting my opponent's creature, it can't attack me. It can still block, so it's only half of a pacifism, but that's still quite good. Eriette of the Charmed Apple, I think, is a lot better in paper commander, but is still quite good here. The hardest thing about playing Eriette in Arena is that there's this deep temptation to run Orzhov good stuff and purely removal. I did my best to not do that. Instead, I'm running as many auras as I felt I could pack into the deck, ways to bring back auras from the graveyard, ways to beef up my creatures so they can attack in for a lot of damage, and of course, the good stuff for enchantments. If we're playing auras, we may as well play things that care about us casting enchantments like Hallowed Haunting or Archon of Sunscraves. And actually, this is a new one specific to auras, Archon of the Wild Rose. These are very cool cards. This deck is very interesting because you may not be able to rely on Eriette. You can rely, however, on the power of the enchantments in this deck, the exiling removal, and of course, your beautiful little creatures so you can Voltron up, stack tons of auras onto to make them into big, beefy beaters. The biggest, beefiest beater auras are, of course, all that glitters because it makes it huge. And our friend, the smaller version, Ethereal Armor. Only counts enchantments rather than enchantments and artifacts, but they can still do quite well together. I think that this is a very interesting deck. I even have a couple disturb creatures in here because they die and then return as auras. They're also good at holding auras. Catilda is especially good either way because she cares about the number of spirits and enchantments you have. So you just keep making her bigger and bigger. She's evasive and she has protection from vampires, which is not usually that relevant, but sometimes your opponent will play the 4-mana Sorin and -2 and you're like, ha, that can't block. The kind of big cards in this deck though are Overwhelming Splendor on the high end. This is a curse that turns all your opponent's things into 1/1s with no abilities. If you can protect this using, say, Greater Auramancy, then you are golden because all that can attack you is a 1/1. And then on the low end, you have an itty-bitty curse, because curses are auras, Curse of Silence, to just slow down your opponent's commander. I think the Eriette was really fun while I was testing this deck. We've made a lot of changes to it, and I've done my best to not just load this with good Orzhov removal. But if you want to win more games, you could just run tons of Orzhov removal. I know Eriette is kind of removal in herself, same with a lot of these pacify effects, but those are not going to win you the game. Just trust me on this. You gotta beat face too. You can't just drain them out. You can't just offer them an apple and say, ooh, what a delicious treat this is. All right, Eriette, we're gonna take you and your apples into the queue and drain our opponent's life total. Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa. I do have 2 castable cards here. One's an aura, which would draw me cards off you, a way to bring things back, and a couple cards in black that I can't actually cast yet. That's okay. This is a fairly land-light deck because it is this, auras deck, and because I do not have another card, and this costs 4, I'm going to go for the Spiritdancer into Curse of Silence. Nice. Well, there's my other color. Even better. Here's the Spiritdancer anyway. I love the Hateful Eidolon. This thing is so cute. Draws me cards when creatures that are enchanted with my spells leave the battlefield. Hey! Excuse me? I was using that. Alright, we'll have to wait to bring that back. So I'm going to start building up a few resources with treasures. Lotho sees a second spell cast, gets me a treasure, loses a life, and we curse Kyodai! Kyodai, by the way, is a 5-color card, despite how it looks. And what could it be? It could be anything. The theme of their deck might be 5-color dragons. It could be shrines. It could be instants and sorceries, 5-color good stuff. Who even knows? Because Kyodai is just all about flashing out, flying, and protecting these. This could even be a 5-color flyers deck. Field of Ruin, they're destroying Castle Ardenvale. I'll get myself a more basic white mana source. Absolutely. Plains. I don't feel like I need double black in this deck. There's very little black mana in this deck. I've got this here to bring back, but I'm going to wait until next turn so I can do it all at once. I'll swing in with Lotho and the Eidolon. Great, and here comes Eriette. And here comes Eriette. I see blue mana. Yes, this could be a wash away. It could be another counter spell. It could be a kill spell. It could be any sort of spell. And since we have one aura, you lose one entire life. Oh, Eidolon. Sure. And here goes Eriette, I assume. Yep, she's gone. Destroyed by Binding the Old Gods. That'll get them a land next turn. I will put Eriette back into the command zone. Oh, I could have brought her back with Neva. Too late now. Here comes Lurrus. Lurrus, fetch me my wizard. Thank you, Lurrus. This is such a good kitty. What a good kitty cat here. Lurrus and Sarah Paragon are both like all-stars for this deck because there's so many permanents and permanent-based removal that ends up in the graveyard that you can bring back. Teferi, who bounces things back into hand. Would you like to bounce one of my cards back into my hand? Rippish, thank you for the 22-month resub. Do you want to pump my Spirit Dancer? Lurrus? Okay, this is the arena version of Teferi, which means that he has 2 loyalty here, and we can destroy him. Die, Teferi. Excellent, Teferi is dead. I never want to see that man again in my life. I have the treasure. I can get even more treasure. Lurrus, followed by this Eidolon from their graveyard, gets me a treasure, lose a life, and the Elside of Life's bounty to protect one of my cards. Arcane Signet helps them get more mana, helps them fix. Again, because they are cursed, this does cost 6 right now. And because I have Lurrus out, I will sacrifice my Curse of Silence if they do cast their commander. A second spell cast in a turn, I lose a life and get a treasure. Gain a life. They have a Midnight Clock on top of their deck. In the search for his Canto, so they could put that in a graveyard. I don't think they will. I think that they will keep that on top. This is just such a helpful card to have. Slumbering Keep Guard can get +X/+X, but I'm going to draw a card. That's kind of my goal here, is to draw this card. Bowmasters. All right. I like Bowmasters. Throw down my Slumbering Keep Guard. Swing in with... No, Kor Spiritdancer. She's like, are you sure? Yes, baby, I'm sure. Pass the turn. They'll still able to use the passive ability of this. This is part of why these auras are not that good. There's a few auras that remove abilities, and those are the most important. So if they go for a Thoughtseize here, I'm going to throw down Orcish Bowmasters. And ping him. Bing-bong. Bye, Neva. Deathrite Shaman. Practically a planeswalker. Ooh, and a Clawing Torment. They'll still be able to activate its abilities, but it can't block. It makes them lose life. And once I play Eriette, it also won't be able to attack. Like, honestly, going for the triple nasty here. She was never gonna get past. Boo. Puns in the chat. I would love to scry. Thank you so much. I wonder what activated ability they have. They could cast Kyodai. That's the thing. I'm pretty sure it's just casting Kyodai. We go to combat. Go to combat. Go to combat. And I'm attacking with everything, because I can sacrifice the L side to protect. Okay, I'm not attacking with everything. I'm attacking with almost everything. Who would you like to make indestructible? Which, little cursed creature would you like to cast and protect? Come on, don't do this to me. Don't hit me with the salt rope just because I got beautiful, beautiful enchantments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these guys all swinging in. If they don't block the Slumbering Keep Guard also, very lethal. I wonder... Not gonna sacrifice that. I don't think that they will block, and I want to keep the outside alive so I have more enchantments. You have selected Luris. That's a shame. Slumbering Keep Guard, by the way, is a common. And oh, what a common it is. Slumbering Keep Guard. Put it in your enchantment decks. Good game, Kyodai. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, unfortunately turns off the enter the battlefield effects of, well, everything I have, like the Constellation, the protection of the One Ring. But I can still use everything else in this deck. Sadly, this hand kind of missing the whole, like, auras part of the deck, so we're gonna throw it back and grab a new one. Also, the cheapest thing I had was my commander. Mr. Bailey, sir, thank you for the 53-month resub. I like having a 2-drop. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, and doubler of their enter the battlefield abilities. Very often played with Banishing Light and other Oblivion Ring effects, so you can exile 2 things based on 1 card. It's very, very efficient removal. I'll toss this down. Looking good. My Maria Shattered Skyclaves. Let me play. Let me play. Yeah, right now, for people who didn't see this happen live on stream, Riley Knight, the magic commentator, historian, podcaster, etc., is staying at my apartment as he hangs out in Boston for a week on his way to MagicCon Vegas, where Worlds will be. He's actually not casting Worlds this time. He is going to be the main stage host for the rest of the convention, though. So if you're watching, say, for example, a Game Nights Live, he will be there. And currently, he's hanging out with me. We went to a baseball game yesterday. I took him to go see the Red Sox versus the Yankees. We lost. It was embarrassing. But, you know, still a good time. Get to show somebody a little bit of Boston culture. Have a good time. Somebody wants to learn some vocabulary. Your vocabulary word is... Oh, this is used on a magic card. Multiple, I believe. Cabal. C-A-B-A-L. A secret group seeking to overturn something. The boys on the street formed a cabal to keep the girls out of their treehouse. Synonyms include camp, circle, clan, clique, coterie, in-group, mafia, mob, and a ring. I like how some of them are a lot more extreme than others. Would I like to move my commander to the command zone? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I would. So right now, I've got the Twinblade Geist. I got the Wandering Emperor. I have a Kor Spiritdancer with no auras in hand. This is an aura, but only if it dies. Panharmonicon! Ooh, they want to double those enter the battlefield abilities. Minusing and plussing actually get me the same amount of extra damage. I'm still going to minus this turn and then plus on the next. Getting extra creatures feels good. Swinging in for a lovely 6 damage here. Nothing I particularly would want to hit with these. I could play the Sigil to start getting more creatures. Instead, I'm going to remove the Panharmonicon. Whatever they're trying to double, I don't want to deal with, and they clearly don't want me getting rid of their Panharmonicon because they just conceded the game. A GG, Elesh Norn. I hope that you like my various auras that I didn't even cast because you didn't give me targets for auras and I just drew my first aura of the game. Okay, listen, the deck didn't do the thing, but I still won! Still won. The Gitrog monster, the frog that likes to put things in the graveyard. specifically lands. Draws a card when you do, and has to sacrifice the land or sacrifice itself at the start of turn. I love Gitrog Monster. Very often, lots of landfall. Goes great with a Scoot Swarm. Absolutely wonderful with the Scoot Swarm. So right now we have Edict if they play like a Mana Dork, but they're probably going to be doing mostly land-based ramp. That's exactly what you would expect. So I'll just set up for the future with a Greater Auramancy, going to give my enchantments and enchanted creatures Shroud. So Shroud, if you're not familiar with it, is kind of like hexproof, but neither player can touch the card, which gets kind of awful at times. Kind of terrible. Because it means that you can only put a max of 1 aura on things. And that's fine. We will make do. So this Ramanap Excavator, I really do need to get rid of it, because they're going to be replaying this Riveteer's Overlook every turn. We're going to get rid of the Naga Cleric rather than play things out. We can't really do Planar Disruption on it. Aha! The Gitrog Monster lets them play an extra land. Do I want to let them have their Gitrog Monster? For now. For now. I'm going to throw Ethereal Armor onto Eriette. Do they have an instant speed fight or bite? Nope. Just cycling. Getting the Tranquil Thicket into the graveyard. I'm going to drain them for 1, because I have 1 aura. Also now Eriette has Shroud and First Strike. You once opened a pack of Shadows over Innistrad that had a Gitrog Monster and a foil Gitrog Monster. Dang, that's like winning the Gitrog lottery. So the One Ring gives them protection, which is actually super annoying, because if you curse your opponent, it makes the curses fall off, because they get protection from the auras. Hi, Gitrog Monster. Would you like to be banished? Maybe Kaya could take you out, but I won't be able to deal damage. Ooh, Collective Brutality. They discarded one, so they'll be able to get rid of an instant or sorcery. I don't actually have one, and they're draining me for 2 life. Thankfully, that side did blank, because I don't have instant or sorcery. I have some in this deck, I just didn't have any there. Planar Disruption. I would like them to not have this frog. They can always play it again. Just get this nice little threat out here. Also, Kaya's plus ability. I can't target my creature. One Ring lets them draw and draw and draw again. Hi, Liliana. Gonna get rid of my Eriette, I bet. Bye, Eriette. Sure, I'll bring her back from the graveyard. We can bring back the Ethereal Armor using the Restoration of Eiganjo. Oh, okay. Getting rid of my token generator. I'm going to grab a Plains here, since I do need lots of white mana to make this deck work. A Dark Ritual. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. What could be done? Killing Kaya, maybe? Yep, it's murder! Wow, and another land coming down. They could crack that Wayfarer's Bauble. Bubble. And would I like to get rid of Liliana? Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Put her right in the trash. I could also have hit the One Ring here. My hope is to use Planar Disruption on the One Ring. So that will make it so they will be losing life every turn, but unable to draw cards. Which, I don't know, like, yeah, they've already drawn 6 cards out of it, but that way it's just a life drain. An indestructible life drain. I think that's smart. Right now, getting back the Ethereal Armor means it will have no targets, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I am going to be grabbing Castle Ardenvale rather than playing the Plains from my hand, since I don't need all this mana. Actually, do I want this mana? I do want Castle Ardenvale. Conduit of Worlds lets them replay all of these from the graveyard. Many of them are sacrificing. Oh, this actually changes things. Grab that castle. And we're going to say goodbye to all creatures, artifacts, and graveyards. All I have is enchantments. So we are sitting pretty. They're saying nice. Thanks. It was a good goodbye. Good farewell. A sweet sayonara. Oh, Gitrog monster though. Had another sacrificing land in hand that's going to draw them another card. One, two, three. Settle the wilds. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Emrakul? Was it 12 or 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's Emrakul. Since they'll be taking my next turn, I'm going to just disrupt this. I would love to wait and use the Planar Disruption on Emrakul, but they are able to enchant my own creatures with this, and I can't let that happen. We are thinking towards the future, and the future is Emrakul. Isn't that cool? Cool to have an Emrakul. Our spaghetti-filled future. Our spaghetti mama-filled future. Thankfully, most of our removal is able to just take out Emrakul, but we would have to find the Emrakul first. Where could it be? Oh no, they're tapping for a lot of mana here first. Undoing that tap. Maybe they're doing something else. Nope. Here's the mama. Gonna take my next turn. And they also get a tutor. Assemble the team. So right now, they can sacrifice the Gitrog monster at start of turn, but they're still getting the passive abilities of the Planar Disruption. It's a Takenuma! They're gonna channel, I think, Fail to Find. Are you able to do that? No, I think you have to grab one. Lotho or Halvar. Hey, Lotho! Very cool. An Eriette die upon the tentacles of Emrakul. And they're gonna leave that in the graveyard because Emrakul is a silly card that lets you do that for some reason. Daytime, nighttime, nighttime, daytime. Pick it up. Throw it away. I need to find removal. Okay, that's actually very funny removal, but it's not actually that helpful. I'm still going to do it. Emrakul is now a 12-12 rather than 13-13. Oh, and it can't block. Right in the trash. Yes, Emrakul lets you permanently get rid of your opponent's stuff. So they're keeping Gitrog around because they have plenty of lands and they'd like to draw new cards. They have a creature land here, the Restless Cottage. Destroying the Greater Auramancy because it's actually the only one that they can target. Everything else had Shroud. Except for, I guess, the Celestus, but like, I don't know. Maybe they like the Celestus. They like daytime, nighttime, nighttime, daytime. They like it when you go outside and you just kind of start like flicking a light switch. Oh no, it's just because they're destroying everything I know and love. Nice file. I don't think I'm getting out of this one. At the moment I have 7 mana. Ha! a way to bring back my commander! Oh, isn't that nice? Okay, so if I bring back my commander, here's the problem. I still die. I can't bring back my commander. I have to bring back Planar Disruption. I can grab the Planar Disruption and use it on Emrakul. And if I do that, this can't attack. It also can't block. I guess it also couldn't attack if I played my commander, but because they are a black-green deck, I cannot assume they will not have creature removal. It's one of those, like, yeah, already it wouldn't be able to attack, but it's too easy for them to get rid of. I know from, like, my experience with my deck, there's just a lot of that. Ooh, discarding that. Meathook Massacre! I lose a life. They can also attack for 4. The murderous riders on the battlefield, they are threatening, lethal, and a delighted halfling. I've never seen something so scary or delightful. If they attack me with the land, I believe I am dead. Yeah, go get them. No, don't notice that you have a creature land. Guys, bad news. They noticed that they had a creature land. They swing with the Restless Cottage. They exile the Farewell from my graveyard just in case I could bring it back. I mean, I can't, but what if I could? And they swing for lethal and kill us. That was still very fun. GG. Hidetsugu and Kyrie. This is a very tricky card to play against because it's a bit more of a combo deck than anything else, and killing their commander actually helps with their combo. Hidetsugu and Kyrie in this deck is actually just going to try to cast and kill itself over and over and over. I do have some good cards here for my commander, but I don't feel comfortable keeping that with only one color of land. I like this. The other hand also had some hand attack, but I'm going to keep the Invasion of Gobakon and a little bit of exiling removal, because killing the Hidetsugu and Kyrie does trigger its casting a spell for free. Exiling it does not. Concealed Courtyard, even more mana. I could go for Lotho here or Invasion of Gobakon. I'm going to check out their hand. Show me your secrets. See what they've got. Infernal Grass, Resident Grave, Yawgmoth, Essence Scatter, and Supernatural Stamina. I'm going to tax the Yawgmoth here, since Yawgmoth is their free sacrifice engine, and I just don't want them to have it. But everything else here I hate. Hate it. Don't want to see it. I'm upset that it's there. Etc., etc. Here, have Heliod's Pilgrim. It's not that scary. I'm just grabbing an aura. What's the worst it could be? Look, you can just kill my creature. Do you want to use your Essence Scatter? It's a tutor. Tutors are strong. Great. Bye, Heliod's Pilgrim. Another all-star common, by the way, in this deck. Lets you get anything you want, as long as it's an aura. They have 3 mana. That's enough to kill one of my creatures, which means we should probably be looking at some Enter the Battlefield abilities. Lotho, come on out. Would you like to kill the Lotho? Use up your mana. Mana efficiency. Go to end step. And as they go ahead and kill our Lotho, we're going to cast our second spell for the turn, which is the Orcish Bowmasters. We also get a treasure and lose a life. And we go bing bang. But next turn, assuming they get a land. Oh, I should have actually pinged the Invasion of Gobakon. I thought of that too late. They could play their commander, which gets them the Brainstorm on Enter the Battlefield, and I will Swords to Plowshare them. I didn't realize until after how easy it would be for me to flippy. But the Brainstorm will grow this. Oh, odd or even. Even or odd. It's even. It hits both of these. They did not go for their commander. Would I like to get Halid Hatton? I don't have any of my auras right now. I'll just pop down Eriette, Light-Paws. With all 0 auras I have. Eriette's like, why don't you put more auras in the deck? Eriette, my beloved. Most auras are not that good. As much as I love you, the auras are not that good. Hidetsugu and Kyrie, though, does come out. They draw 3, they'll put back 2. And because they're so good at sacrificing their commander, They have the Phyrexian Tower. We go for the Exile, not for Intercessor's Arrest. I know it's an aura. It's just not a good aura. Goodbye, my dear. Can't let them untap. Get down my Hallowed Hauntin', and the reason I'm doing this now is because I'm actually about to cast an enchantment. The backside of Invasion of Gobakon. Light Shield Array is indeed an enchantment, which gets me a Spirit token. Also gets me +1/+1. There's no more coffee in here. This thing's empty. Who did this to me? Who would do this? Who would do such a thing? Empty my cup of coffee. Just put this here in front of me. And then empty it. I love this mug. I'm never gonna like tout my own merch that crazily. I'm just not that big of a shill for my own merch. But this mug rules. It's so cute too. Oh, they're trying to discover something. Okay. You got yourself a new coffee grinder? It's so quiet. Ooh, Patrick, what kind of coffee grinder did you get? I have a little burr grinder. Burr grinders are... This one's pretty loud. When I don't want to wake up my partner early in the morning and I'm grinding coffee, I hold my body over the coffee grinder to, like, try and absorb as much of the sound as possible. The Eureka Mignon. What a cute name. Excuse me? You can't play auras. I'm playing auras. I'm a sound absorber. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of our own witness protection. She was a legitimate business person. Now she's just back to being a witch. To being a what? A witch. Which witch? This witch. We have no auras, but we do get some counters. I'm like sitting here with my Intercessor's Arrest. I could enchant one of their lands, like Castle Vantress. If I have a lethal next turn, you know, I actually could have had something next last turn. I might do this. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would be 13, 14 from the drain, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 off of all that glitters, or Ethereal. Yeah, no, we have lethal. We're good. They don't have a way to sacrifice that Hidetsugu and Kairi, and we're gonna go off. Intercessor's Arrest triggers the Hallowed Haunting, beeps this up. We go ahead and we grab an aura and we attach it to Light-Paws. And that aura is going to be all that glitters. And like a true Brawl star. I'm gonna get them for the drain. Oh, or is it one short? Oh, it's one short! I miscounted. That's fine. So close. So close! I remembered to account for the Spirit Cleric getting +1/+1, but I forgot that these are not all auras. Hey, Yagis. They already have a sacrifice right here. But this is a free sacrifice. It costs 1 whole life. Do it! Pay 1 life! Pay 1 life! Hidetsugu and Kairi's trigger goes on the stack, and I'm... Do you want to wait until it resolves? Let's see. Okay, let's see what's on top. Breach! Nice. Breach the Multiverse will let them bring back Hidetsugu and Kairi. We'll also let them grab something from my graveyard, a creature or planes... What? There's Lotho. They've already cast... There's also Helvar. Pilgrim. What I will do is, as their card re-enters the battlefield, I will exile it so they do not have the opportunity to brainstorm. So they can sacrifice, but it will kill them. Do you have any life gain that costs 2? Hi, yes, I can make you draw the top card of your library. And you die. Because you only had 1 life to give. Arena? Alright. That was weird. Good game. Rhys, the Redeemed. A tokens commander, and a tokens commander that I love so dearly. Rhys is all about copying all of your tokens, which gets to be very fun. Now, I could just kill Rhys right here. I think I'll do that. I could wait until I'm drawing cards with Sram, but taking out their commander on turn 1 is just... feels efficient. By the way, I do think Clawing Torment kicks butt in this deck. Really, really, really great card. Since we went second, we can name white. We can untap this instead of scrying and Sram. What kind of magic-breaking shenanigans am I up to? You know, just playing auras. Some big auras. Some small auras. Nice cat. I want to draw a card. They cannot crew this because crewing is an activated ability. What does this commander do? She drains your opponent based on the number of auras you have. Also turns any of your auras into a this thing can't attack you, which is great to politics out a game and kind of just force your opponents to attack each other. Did I ever get my coffee? I have coffee. I just drank it all. A tragedy, I know. I'm going to play the Celestus. And turn Rhys into a Reprobate. Rhys is now a 0/1 with no other abilities. There's a bunch of these abilities now in blue. But Reprobate, a classic in coward making. Yeah, past Amy's a big punk. 2/2 aura that drains. Oh, Stab Wound. I didn't put Stab Wound in this deck. I had it in one version, and I took it out because I felt that it just wasn't quite what I wanted. We have a curse! I would love a curse. I'm gonna drop my swords. No, I'm gonna drop Catilda. Catilda's an aura if I cast her from the graveyard. Let's cast some auras. All right. Curse. I'll curse Rhys because they'll probably find a way to kill it at some point. Probably. Rhys, the Redeemed. I like how Rhystic Study showed up there. It's Rhystic Study. I drew another aura. So I'm going to toss down Light-Paws. I could have done Light-Paws before, but I thought I might have been using Catilda. Draw a card. Grab an aura. We're gonna get the biggest and baddest of auras, all that glitters. We still have mana for Swords to Plowshares, just in case we need it. You want to make 2 of these? Yeah, double block me. I was gonna discard this anyway. How did I get a land? Right! Sram drew cards. Oh my gosh, wait, they have the double whammy! Bye, Sram. Yeah, I'll draw. turn you into a 4/4, huh? Fine, 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't need this land right now. We'll get that later. Catilda also gives flying. And also if you use Catilda, I can grab another big buff in. Rabble rousing! They can attack with everything. Every attacker they attack with will also get them a 1/1. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4 potential attackers. Which gives them the flip. Oh. We're dead. Can't believe they hit hoof on rabble rousing. Classic tokens deck. Good game. Holy cow, it's a Croxa deck! Croxa is going to be making me discard. Thankfully, I do have some things I can bring back from the graveyard in this deck. This hand's a little weird, because it's all white. And that's not all right. We're going to toss that back, grab a fresh one. I have nothing I can really do super early. So I'm going to pay some life to get down the Slumbering Keep Guard. Do what I can, and what I can do is play a 1/1. Now, Slumbering Keep Guard, I think, is a really sweet card. It's one of those cards that, yeah, it's a common, it's a 1-mana 1/1, but it can become really big in an enchantments deck. Also, a Sakurai on every single enchantment entering the battlefield is sick. Oh, bye, Slumbering Keep Guard. We have to sacrifice. Play out my commander, Eriette. Being asked, will I be back on game nights? I still haven't been on game nights, but I was on Command Zone's other show, Extra Turns. And I will be on 2 future Extra Turns episodes. We recorded all of them in the same, like, session of me coming out. But they will be going live across the next 6 months or so. I think one of them's actually coming out next month. I could not tell you when, though. Because nobody's told me when. So just accept it'll happen eventually. I don't like how many lands I have. I have 7 lands. Did they pay the 1, the 2, the 6? Ah, oh, thank God. There's somebody who plays the 6. Was it fun to go there and record with them? It was very nerve-wracking. I get nervous when I record Commander games in person with people. I'm a very casual Commander player, so to me, like, going and having expectations on shows is always very wild. Because the way I play Commander, as many of you have seen how I play Commander, is kind of just, I'm playing my silly stuff. I know what I like. But they asked me which of my decks they wanted me to bring out there, and they chose 2 very similar decks. They very much are the kind of deck I very, 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 very enjoy. Do I get into nerves with Prof? A little bit, not as much. The Professor is a much, like, Shuffle Up and Play is a much more casual show. It's gonna make me sacrifice a creature! Am I taking extra crimes on extra terms? You know it! Calls a bit of a disruption. Swing in for 2. And drain for 1. They're already down to 13 life. Nice. This, by the way, still has its passive ability. They currently have 4 cards in graveyard. They need 5 others in order to escape Croxa. Hearing the behind-the-scenes stuff. Yeah, I mean, most of it is just they bring you in a room, you essentially all just say hi to each other, and you shuffle up and play. Hence, shuffle up and play. It's Usually, like, you want to, like, go out, get dinner with each other first is, like, a cool way to get to know each other. Could I stream with the professor once? I did! This week! Did you see it? If you check out this Saturday's VOD... Actually, since this is my first Brawl Stars I'm recording since this happened, I should probably briefly describe what happened. I flew out to record a Shuffle Up and Play. I got stuck in Portland because my flight was delayed by 22 hours. So I slept in the recording studio. There's a place to sleep there. And we ended up streaming together. And what that stream was one of the most terrifying, awful things that we could have ever done. We ended up doing what's called Flip It or Rip It. I was opening boxes of Wilds of Eldraine, and I was doing sealed scrims because all I had with me was a box of Wilds of Eldraine, and I had to make content. I had cameras, need to make content because I had to stream from somewhere that's not home. So what content did I start with? I started by doing some sealeds. Like, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna open up 6 packs at a time, and I'm gonna show you like how I would build my sealed deck with this. People weren't very interested. Viewership low. Interest levels low. Feature token. And so we started being a little bit more destructive with the cards, doing what's called Flip It or Rip It. So we would open up a pack, split it apart, and then have the audience vote on which part of the pack we should destroy. It was split into 3 piles, and the chat was able to vote which of the 3 piles we would rip and which ones we would flip. The chat somehow knew which pile had the rare in it almost every single time. To give you the brief summary, 2 of Agatha's Soul Cauldrons got torn up. I think the aftermath is somewhere behind here. We have this. We only ripped about 10 boosters worth of cards. Like we did 10 different boosters. The cards will still be used, by the way. They'll be taped up and used in my decks because, again, I play casually. So, like, we have a ripped Agatha's Soul Cauldron that just says stop on it. And look at this beautiful fiery emancipation. 2 Agatha's Soul Cauldrons! That card is spiking in price. Yikes! Anyway, yeah, that's why it stinks when your flight gets delayed. You do what you can. Oh, they're beseeching! Hi, Chandra! Hey, Chandra. You, killing Eriette? Yep, that's fair. Comes Eriette again, and the Giver of Runes. They drain for 1 life! They only have 8 life left. Blood Tithe Harvester gets them a blood token. Yeah, it's one of those crazy things where people were very not understanding of, I am stranded 3,000 miles from home. I am trying so hard to make content. I am doing my best. We lose 3. We lose another 6. With no enchantments, a Sigil of the Empty Throne! Uh-oh. I'll still play it. I'm not dead yet, but not in a great spot either. A Giver of Runes means that I will be able to, like, block and protect. Let's see what's on top, though. Phyrexian Arena! Probably don't want to play that at 7 life. The sleepy boy! It's down to the wire. Lose 3. We block. We protect. And they upgrade. They upgrade? Do they upgrade a 3rd time, losing 1 life? They do. Gryff's Boon. This is so close. It's literally off by 1. It's legit off by 1. They attack with Croxa, we die, we lose 3. If I enchanted Croxa, by the way, that could have worked. Stop them from attacking me. But I don't know. I think it's just done. I'll just bring them to 1, end the game in style. One life. A beautiful game. Yeah, I could have used Eriette's This Can't Attack Me ability here by using Gryff's Boon on their creature. It wouldn't have been enough, though. They had enough damage from outside sources. They don't even need to attack. And that's going to be GG. Nissa Ascended Animist. What is she like? Ramp! She also likes to make big scary things, and she's practically a crater hoof behemoth in the command zone. So we will make sure their things come in tapped. We will rock their world 1 enchantment and artifact at a time, and then watch them destroy them as we do our absolute best. This is one of those, there's no great thing we can do here. The best thing I can do is wait until that comes out. Hopefully they play it early as they ramp up to her and make it so she can't be activated. But I'm sure they have other artifact and enchantment removal in their deck, which is bad for us. Very bad for us. Oh, hey, look. That's an enchantment. Gets them an extra land into play. And we'll see what their thoughts are like. I could play Eriette this turn. I think this will be a bit better. Because it will give me future information! Just kidding, no it won't, because they have Hexproof from Black. I'll attack with Lotho. Getting at least 2. Llanowar Tribe taps for 3 green, giving them 6 mana for next turn. That's enough to play Nissa. Bringing out Eriette. Swinging for another 2. Planar Disruption we could use on the Llanowar Tribe. I think that it's going to be better to hit the Nissa, because otherwise, once they get to 5 mana, the Nissa just removes it anyway. It is 3 Llanowar Elves in a trench coat. There's also a card that's 3 Healer's Hawks in a trench coat, the Party Hawk. And like, caw. Ooh, it's a Zoprindel! Zoprindel has a very strong passive ability, which means that something like Planar Disruption is not really going to help. I need another white source for Elspeth Conquers Death, so if I can cast 2 spells in a turn, I will get a treasure. This is going to seem real silly, but it does get me there. Orcish Bowmasters. This is me setting up for a future turn. Ping pong. Get myself a treasure. So I have double white. And I may have to use the Elspeth Conquers Death on Nissa, which is a permanent exile, which is quite nice. Let's see if they play this and free their boy. Because she's a completed Planeswalker, for 5 mana you can play her, but she comes in with 4 less loyalty. I'm being told that my card overlay isn't working for people. I will restart it. As for the folks watching the stream, I am going to close it and reopen it. Yeah, if you're ever watching this on my stream instead of over on YouTube, you can actually hover over the cards in my overlay and see what all of them do. It's really helpful. You can even see all of the cards in the deck at any time to be like, I wonder what Amy's chances are of drawing a Plains. They cannot tap this for mana, no. There are some prison effects that allow mana abilities to be used, and this is not one of them. Do you want to swing for 8, or do you want to have a big blocker? Ooh, they're gonna fight Eriette! That's a second spell cast for the turn, which does give me Treasure! Oh, and we have a Baleful Mastery now, too. I will start with Elspeth Conquers Death. The reason I'm doing this is because it will tax their non-creature spells in 2 turns. Which, well, in 2 turns is when they would be able to cast that for loads of mana. They could even cast it for this turn. Oh, they did find a 7th mana. To cost 7. Would you like to cast her? Would you like to destroy Elspeth Conquers Death? Maybe the Planar Disruption? Authority of the Consuls? Or just plus? And make a big horror. I think you just plus. Yep. There's the big boy, but the big boy is tapped. I love that that's just like, yeah, we're just going to tax that out a little bit. I can just take out Nissa using the Baleful Mastery. Would I like to let them draw a card? No. Be gone! Right now I have no creatures in the graveyard, so I was actually going to hold one of these back to potentially block if they wanted to attack in. Bring it back then off of this so they wouldn't actually want to attack. Something, 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 we win the game. GG, Nissa! Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. As always, if you'd like to catch me recording these live, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where we talk magic, play magic, and hang out almost every single day. I don't usually stream on Tuesdays, but I stream on a lot of Tuesdays anyway because Wizards of the Coast keeps doing like their big announcement streams and like set releases on Tuesdays. Watsy, cut it out. I want to take Tuesdays off. Tuesdays are terrible, and nobody should have to do anything on them. I hope that you all enjoyed this deck and you enjoy playing with some auras. I think Eriette is maybe not the strongest commander, but an interesting one. I think that she also gives you the excuse to play auras in these colors, and also gives you an excuse to try out some of the newer cards like Spellbook Vendor, these things that make tokens that happen to be auras. We actually, I don't think, managed to draw those cards at all during this recording, but that's all right. They're interesting cards and you can play with them, you can draw them, and you can throw them out onto the battlefield. Again, hope you enjoyed this video and have a brawlful day.